Ryan heard the front door click open, followed by the uneven sound of his wife's heels clattering on the hardwood floor. It was late, far later than she had promised she'd be home. He glanced at the clock on the wall. Nearly midnight. His stomach tightened. "Long day?" he asked, trying to keep his voice calm as she breezed in, tossing her purse onto the couch without even looking at him. Sophia smirked, that half-playful, half-mocking smile he had seen 1,000 times before. But tonight it carried something different, an edge he couldn't name. "Don't ask," she said lightly, shrugging off her coat. Her tone was casual, almost teasing, but the way she avoided his eyes felt like a slap. He studied her closely. The gloss still fresh on her lips, the faint trace of cologne that wasn't hers, and the subtle way her phone never left her hand. Ryan swallowed hard, forcing a smile. "All right. I won't." But deep down, something inside him snapped. For years, Ryan had trusted Sophia without question. She had been his anchor when his father died, the one who encouraged him to run the family business, the one who swore she'd stand by him through anything. And for years he had believed her. But lately, her late nights, secretive texts, and unexplained absences piled up like evidence in a case he hadn't wanted to open. That smirk tonight, the one paired with those two careless words, tore down the last of his denial. "Don't ask." Fine. He wouldn't ask. He would act. Ryan had one advantage Sophia had forgotten about: the family trust. His father, cautious and protective, had created it long ago. It was designed to keep the family's wealth safe in case of divorce, betrayal, or mismanagement. For years, Ryan had never even considered touching it. But as he sat alone in the quiet house that night, his father's words echoed in his mind. "Trust is precious, son. When someone shows you they can't protect it, you have to protect yourself." By dawn, Ryan had already spoken to the trust's lawyer. Quietly, discreetly, he froze Sophia's access to the accounts. She wouldn't notice immediately. Her own spending money was still there, but anything connected to the family's estate, the properties, the deeper financial roots, were locked. He felt both sick and steady at once. Days passed, and Sophia didn't seem to notice. She laughed on the phone with her friends, disappeared for dinner she brushed off as just work, and came home smelling faintly of perfume that wasn't hers. Ryan watched her closely, the way she slipped her phone into her pocket when he walked in, the way her smile never quite reached her eyes anymore. Finally, he couldn't stand it. One night, as she dropped her keys on the counter, he asked quietly, "Who is he?" Sophia froze for a fraction of a second. Barely enough for most people to notice, but enough for Ryan. Then she forced a laugh. "What are you talking about?" "I'm talking about the reason you come home at midnight with a smirk and a story you won't tell. The reason you won't look me in the eye anymore. The reason your phone never leaves your hand." His voice trembled, but his eyes stayed locked on hers. "I'm not stupid, Sophia." She sighed, rolling her eyes like he was being dramatic. "Ryan, you're overthinking everything. You always do this when work gets stressful." "No," he said firmly. "This time, I'm not imagining it." For a moment, silence stretched between them. Then Sophia's face hardened. "Fine," she said bitterly. "Maybe I did need something you couldn't give me anymore. Maybe I needed to feel alive again. You've been so wrapped up in business and family trusts that you forgot about me." The words cut deep, but they were also a confession. Ryan felt his chest tighten, his heart pounding so loud it drowned out the world. "So it's true," he whispered. Sophia didn't answer. She didn't need to. That night, Ryan lay awake staring at the ceiling, every memory of their marriage replaying like a cruel film. The vacations, the quiet mornings with coffee, the promises they made, shattered. He thought of the years he gave her, the sacrifices he made, the trust he had placed in her. By morning his decision was clear. He didn't rage. He didn't beg. Instead, he called her into the living room, his tone steady. "Sophia, we're done." She looked startled, almost amused. "Done? Just like that? After everything?" "Yes," Ryan said. "After everything. After your lies, your late nights, your smirks, your excuses. I can't live like this anymore." He paused, his voice dropping to a cold certainty. "The family trust is locked. You'll have your share of what you personally earned, but that's it. The rest stays where it belongs, with the people who respect it." Her face twisted, shock mixing with anger. You can't do that. I already did, he replied quietly. For the first time, Sophia's mask slipped. The confident, smirking woman looked small, cornered, desperate. So that's it? Years of marriage, and you just cut me out? No, Ryan said, his voice breaking slightly. You cut us out the moment you betrayed me. I'm just protecting what's left. Tears welled in her eyes, but Ryan didn't move toward her. He had nothing left to give. The divorce that followed was bitter, but Ryan stayed calm. He had learned something painful but necessary. Trust, once broken, could never be repaired the same way. He mourned the woman he thought she was, but he also honored the man he had to become. The one who finally chose dignity over denial. Months later, standing in the quiet of his father's old study, Ryan opened the trust papers again. His father's words still rang true. Trust wasn't just about money. It was about love, loyalty, and truth. And once someone smirked at its destruction, saying don't ask, the only thing left to do was protect what remained. Ryan closed the folder and exhaled. For the first time in a long time, he felt something close to peace.